Good morning everybody. So it is Sunday the 2nd of October. Today we are off to the Harry Potter tour in Watford at Leavesden Studios, and we're all up and dressed and nearly ready to go. I've got my makeup on, I've straightened my hair, kind of made it look a little bit more presentable, and I've got dressed, and the kids are in there. They're going to be getting dressed very shortly. Very excited. The kids are very excited especially, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I think Neil is too. But yeah, it'll be lovely to go again. I mean, me and Neil have been, this will be the second time for us and the third time for Amelia, because she's been once with us and then once with Nan and Grandad, and then this is going to be the second time with us, and this is going to be Zach's first time. So very, very exciting. He's really looking forward to it because obviously he's never seen anything, and Amelia, it was a few years or so ago and she doesn't really remember much about it, so it'll be like basically going the first time for her as well, really. So yeah, we've got some bits of food and bits and pieces together. We've got all our stuff, we've got all that ready. Like I said, the kids are going to be getting dressed very shortly. We're going to be leaving about sort of 10 past, 8:15, I think, roughly, because we are nearly ready. We were going to leave about 8:30, but because the kids have just got to get dressed and stuff, it's currently 7:45 in the morning. So yeah, because we're nearly ready, I think we'll just like leave a bit earlier, just get over there so we don't have to rush, just get parked, get booked in, and then we can just like mosey around. So yeah, that is the plan for today. I'll take you along with us so that you can see at least part of the tour, a good deal of it, hopefully, film and take pictures and stuff, and show you as much as I possibly can. I think from what I gather on the website, we are allowed to take pictures and film it in most parts, and there's just a couple of parts where they do green screen and things like that, and where they sort of show the screens and things in the screening rooms that we're not allowed to, but the majority of it we are allowed to film and take photos. So I'm looking forward to actually doing a lot of that for you so that you can see what there is there. So yeah, we're going to finish getting the kids ready, and then we will head on over, and then when we get there I'll give you an overview of outside, and then obviously as we go round. So I shall see you soon. So as you can see, we have arrived at the Harry Potter studio tour, and this is the car park. We were a little bit early, so there's not many cars around at all. So I just got out the car and decided to do a pan shot of the outside. So this is literally what you'll see when you get there. And you can see all the big movie posters with stills, giant stills from the movie, and they've got these wizard's chess statues here. Zach wanted me to take a picture of him here next to this queen one. You've got the knight and the bishop, and 3 statues I think there is out there. And this is inside the foyer. Once we'd got through security, they check your bags and things like that, obviously book you in, scan your tickets and stuff. So this is just inside the foyer. So you can see a couple of Death Eaters there. And this is the main entrance hall. This is literally what will greet you when you first walk into the building. And there's a couple of like little cafe bars in the corner, where you can get coffees and a couple of little snacky bits. And then obviously you've got these huge posters all around the hall here. And right in the middle there is this huge great dragon hanging down. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, to think that this was one of the things that they actually used in the movie, and yeah, it's quite terrifying to think that if there were such a thing as dragons many years ago, this is what they would have looked like. It was huge. So this is where the tour starts, and obviously you can see a cut out of the Dursleys there. And this is the famous cupboard under the stairs where Harry Potter used to sleep, with obviously part of the staircase over the top of it. And that was actually pretty cool to see. And this is it's a room just outside of the screening room. It's that you have to go into a screening room with the group, obviously, that are booked in. You don't actually get to stay in the group the whole time. It's just for the beginning, right at the beginning of the tour, they sort of take you into a screening room and you get to watch some big portraits all around you on the walls up above, and they sort of talk, and a tour guide that talks you through what to expect on the tour. And then you just basically go through, you watch something else, and then you go on your merry way, and you just walk around at your own pace. You know, you don't stay in this big group. So that's just the screening. We weren't allowed to actually film like anywhere where they had screening rooms and stuff. So this is obviously outside the doors of the Great Hall, where obviously all the suits of armour and stuff are in the movie.
There was no better time to get those phones and cameras out and go absolutely crazy, taking all the photos and videos that you like. Now, I did mention as you were coming in that the tables are dressed. If you guys look to your right, you will notice one of our tables is dressed exactly like it was for the Halloween feast in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So you can see there we've got a variety of different kinds of food, sweet treats. Some of it is real and some of it is not. Now we have a very, very talented props team, so I bet you cannot tell which is the fake food. And all of the real food over there is actually coated in special lacquer, which means it is not going to go off. But because under these hot studio lights, it will go off very, very quickly. Now take a look up. You will notice not only do we not have the enchanted ceiling, but in our ceiling we have the pumpkins. Now you guys are very, very lucky. These pumpkins would never have been seen by the cast and the crew when they were filming. These were all added in later with CGI in post-production, so never ever seen by the cast and crew.
So as you may have heard the guide say, one of the big long tables in the Great Hall was dressed for Halloween because it is Halloween month. So that was actually a nice special feature to see, because that's not normally there. Normally it's just the tables laid with all the cups and plates and things like that, and the jugs with the hog's head and stuff on. And I think there is a section of one of the tables that they normally kind of have a few pieces of sort of like food, what the food would have looked like on the table, but this was an extra special treat because of obviously it being Halloween month. So they had one of the big long tables dressed for Halloween with the Halloween treats, as seen in the Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone if you're over in America they call it the Sorcerer's Stone, where they obviously have the Halloween feast and the hanging pumpkins and things. And you can see as well there's a few of the costumes, like Cedric Diggory's Triwizard Tournament costume, and a few other items of clothing that the cast would have worn. And here is Rowena Ravenclaw's lost diadem. Not so lost, they found it and they put it in a display case, the Horcrux. And yeah, that's Madame Maxine's dress there. This is one of the tables where they'd laid the chocolate feast, as seen in the Goblet of Fire, where they sit down for the feast. And here is Fleur Delacour's outfit and Gilderoy Lockhart's robes, as you can see, lovely gold robes there. And here is some of the clothes and shoes that Luna Lovegood wore. Her quirky sense of style. Absolutely loved this. It's awesome. I knew I had to film this part because just some of her clothes, they're just really crazy and out there, but I just love Luna. I think she's awesome. And here's a section with the wigs and things that some of the cast members would have worn, and obviously the clothes. You've got the Voldemort robes there, and some of them obviously being distressed for the battle for Hogwarts scenes and things. You can see Harry's clothes there, clean, and then obviously after the battle, once he's fought Voldemort and found all the Horcruxes and things like that. And it's absolutely brilliant the way they kind of distress the clothes, and they use sort of like, you know, dirt spray kind of thing, yeah, just all these different methods to make the clothes look really worn and tatty, like they've really been through the wars literally. And these are obviously the clothes, all the clothes and outfits that you will see. The cast would have actually worn those as well. The cast would have actually worn these clothes as well for the making of the films, so it's really pretty cool. So those are the magical decrees by the Undersecretary there hanging on the wall, all wonky, how Filch put them up, and some of the portraits that you would see on the wall around the castle. And here are the multicoloured taps from the prefect's bathroom in Goblet of Fire when Harry takes a dip in the bath and puts his egg underwater. And there's a giant cauldron there on the fireplace. This is Slytherin Common Room. This is just a section of it, obviously, where they would have filmed in front of the fireplace. This would have been from Chamber of Secrets, when Ron and Harry sneak down into the dungeons to try and find out some information about the Chamber of Secrets from Malfoy. And here is the big pendulum that you often see in the shots throughout the movies in the entrance hall of the castle. There's the mirror of Erised there from the first Harry Potter movie. He sees his parents and his family in the mirror behind him. And this was really, really cool. I have to admit, this is one of my favourite things to see here. It's obviously the Griffin stairwell leading up to Dumbledore's office. Absolutely amazing. It is actually huge. It doesn't actually do it justice on camera, but it was really, really impressive. And this is the Tri-Wizard Cup. And this is a section of the potions classroom where Snape obviously teaches potions, and obviously later on in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Slughorn.
What would I get if I added powdered neutral acid to infuse your water? You don't know? Well, let's try again. Where is probably if I ask you to find out what it is? And what is the difference between Monkshood and Wolfstone?
And here you could actually go behind the ropes here and just have a turn at kind of getting a broomstick to go up, being able to catch a broomstick. That wasn't actually one of our kids. That wasn't Amelia or Zach. So I did actually blur out the face because obviously I was filming at the time. Our kids didn't want to do that, but yeah, there was a little girl over there doing it, and just for the sake of privacy, I just wanted to blur her face out. So this is Hagrid's hut, as well as you can see. So Fang there sat by the door. And then you've got the broomsticks as well. You've got the Nimbus 2000, Nimbus 2001 and the Firebolt. And because of Halloween month, they were doing a Dark Arts special feature with Death Eaters. And this is the moment, one of the few moments throughout the tour where the Death Eaters turn up. Every now and again throughout the tour as you're walking around, there's sound effects and things, and they shout, "Make way for the Death Eaters," and the Death Eaters appear. And they start sort of like walking around amongst people and obviously doing some choreography with the wands, so that was really, really cool. The kids were both terrified and fascinated at the same time.
Choreographer for Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, brought to life the physicality of these striking characters by creating the art known as wand combat. These movements performed by the actors.
And every now and again throughout the tour you can see that there's a dark mark that will appear on the wall. There was one in the potions classroom as well. I'm not sure if you spotted it, but it kind of looks like what is up on the screen there, where it's the skull. And here is like a green screen area where sometimes they do actually have these operating, and you can go and sit on them and sort of, you know, obviously fly on the motorbike, and then you can sort of have filming and stuff done. But they weren't doing that at this particular point that we were walking around. So it's like animatronics with the Gringotts car and the flying motorbike and the Ford Anglia. Obviously you can see that's here as well with the animatronics for the Whomping Willow branches, and obviously, you know, they're moving on top and stuff. Again, they weren't actually going when we were walking around, but when we were there before, they were actually moving. So here you can see is the Weasley's house, the inside of the Weasley's house, with some of the outfits as well and the mannequins that would have been worn when they were doing the scenes within the Weasley house. And this was really, really cool because obviously it was, you see a few hands there waving around, or you sort of wave your hand in front of a sensor and it kind of sets like the dish washing itself in the back. The knife chopping the carrots, and you know, the knitting as well, the iron as well going in the back there. And yeah, it was really, really cool. It's amazing. I love the Weasley house. It's literally one of my favourite parts, like this, as far as the sets go for the whole film. Just the Weasley house is just amazing. I would love to live there. And this is Mrs. Weasley's very awesome clock where it shows where everybody is. Next was a part of Malfoy Manor where they're all sat round the table with Voldemort at the head, and Snape's just arrived, and you've obviously got Nagini the snake slithering across the table towards Charity Burbage, who was the teacher for Muggle studies in Hogwarts, and she's suspended from the air. And then next you've got the fireplaces from the Ministry of Magic. And also you'll see Professor Umbridge's office as well, with a couple of the outfits that she would have wore in the film, The Order of the Phoenix. And there's the huge statue that's in the atrium of the Ministry, the Magic is Might statue with the Muggles. And they also had a special feature as well, which you will see in just a second, where a guy was showing some of the kids how to do the wand movements and the choreography.
Oh my god.
Right, get ready guys. 3, 2, 1. Move 1, move 2, move 3, move 1, move 2, move 2, move 1, move 3, move 1, move 2, move 3, move 1, move 2, move 3. Come on parents, your kids are fighting against Death Eaters. Cheer them on.
You'll be right.
Move 1, move 2, move 3, move 1, move 2, move 1, move 1, move 2, move 3, move 2, move 3, move 2, move 3, move 1.
That was really, really cool, seeing the choreography and stuff. Our kids weren't interested in doing it, they were too shy, but the other kids were really, really up for it, as you could see. So now this section is going into the Forbidden Forest, and this was really, really awesome because you had a statue of the Centaur, you had Aragog, which was like an animatronic, where you'll see that coming up in a moment. That actually moves, it sort of pops up, and you've got Buckbeak, who's in the forest there, and he's kind of bowing his head that was really, really awesome. There were cobwebs all over above our heads and things.
Oh, the dark mark on the left, up above.
And there you can hear me saying about another dark mark on the left hand side there.
But you've got to bow. Don't forget to bow, Zaki.
And also, as well as filming a lot on this day, I did take a lot of photos too. So if you want to see some photos, then please stay tuned for the photo slideshow at the end of this video.
Aragon. There he is. Oh, guys, look! Quick! Probably. Watch out! Whoa! Expecto Patronum. Oh!
So now we got through the Forbidden Forest in one piece. We are now onto platform 9 3/4.
Oh no. Death Eaters are coming.
And as you just heard me say, the Death Eaters are about to turn up again.
The Death Eaters are coming.
Please make way for the Death Eaters.
And here is the incredible, famous Hogwarts Express train. It's getting ready to go to Hogwarts. And it was really cool because you could actually get to go on the train and just walk through past the compartments and things. Really, really awesome.
All aboard.
And when we got out the other side, they did actually have an area with green screen where you could actually go and sit in a compartment. You'll see in a moment. We all went and sat in there, and then there's a guy sort of operating cameras and things, and he sort of gives you instructions about, you know, what to do and stuff. Obviously it's all kind of timed, so that you kind of have to, he kind of actually tells you to like overact as if you're actually on the train for real going to Hogwarts. And yeah, you get instructions given to you. He's kind of like talking you through the instructions, like look scared and, you know, point out the window and things like that, and just, you know, make out you're really excited and you're talking while you're looking outside and watching the scenery and things. You'll see that coming up in a moment. that train shot was really, really fun to do. The kids really enjoyed themselves, and we actually got to get a digital copy of it at the end. You get your card and you take it up and they scan, and then you get to choose if you want the pictures, that the cameras are taking pictures and stuff as well, so you get to take them as a souvenir. You just get given a code and you go and download it, and then you've got the video and the images and things. You can get printed photos as well, but we just went for the digital copy because then we could just download it as we wanted. So yeah, you saw in the display cabinet there was a load of props, the Marauders map and some newspapers and things like that, and then that's the big poster that Dumbledore was looking at in Half-Blood Prince, and that's the scene where Harry comes out of the cafe. He sees Dumbledore through the window.
You having fun, guys? You having fun, Zaggy?
Yeah.
You enjoying it, Mimi? You glad we came? Yeah.
So as you can see, we took a quick break. We sat in the dining hall of the Backlot Cafe, which is about halfway through the tour, and just had a few snacks and stuff, just refreshment. Me and Neil had a coffee, and then we carried on with the tour. And this is what the Backlot Cafe looks out onto. It's like all glass windows and things, and you can actually see 4 Privet Drive and the night bus, the outside of the Weasley house, a few other bits and pieces, the Wonky Bridge, part of the Wonky Bridge. Once we'd had our break, we went across to 4 Privet Drive, and we didn't get to go inside the last time that we actually came here. And unlike that time, this time 4 Privet Drive was open. The last time I could only actually see the outside of it, but this time we actually got to go into the house and see all these like flying letters and stuff suspended from the first one when Harry gets his letter. And this is from Prisoner of Azkaban, where Aunt Marge gets blown up and you can just about see Dudley there laid on the floor where he's been knocked over by one of her flying buttons. And this is just walking through into the kitchen, just having a little look around. As you can see, literally it's a full set of props. Literally looks like a real kitchen, and you can see like the bits and pieces there from the dinner from that scene in Prisoner of Azkaban. And this is the back of their house with the conservatory, where obviously you see Aunt Marge fly out. And here over in the corner as well, looking out from the Backlot Cafe, this is new. This wasn't here when we were here last. You can hear me laughing like crazy because I just thought it was so awesome. This is the greenhouse. They were kind of building this, I think, when we were last there a few years or so ago. And yeah, we got to go in at this time, which was really awesome. You can see it's just so detailed. It literally looks like the vines and things growing through the windows of the greenhouse. And yeah, they've got an interactive thing where you get to pull the mandrakes up, which the kids loved doing.
Pull it round.
And here is the gorgeous water feature, which was in the courtyard of the castle. It is actually featured a few times throughout Prisoner of Azkaban, the third movie, and I think you do see it in various other shots as well. I can't think off the top of my head whereabouts you see it in the other films, but it is featured. And here is the flying Ford Anglia car, which you could get to sit in and have photos taken, and the kids wanted to sit on the motorbike and in the sidecar and in the car and have their pictures taken. They loved this. And here is a shot of Neil and the kids walking across the Wonky Bridge. Now, obviously in the films it looks like a really, really long, super long bridge. But obviously a lot of that is just very clever camera angles, and it's like CGI and just obviously special effects and things. It is actually a fairly short bridge. But obviously the close-up shots in Prisoner of Azkaban with Harry and Lupin looking out onto the scenery, the countryside from the bridge, that's obviously CGI'd in the back there with the green screen. And yeah, it just gives the impression that it's actually a huge bridge, but in fact it's only a section of it that they film on. And this is the night bus. Obviously you didn't get to go straight inside like all the way, but you can obviously see what the setup is inside. And here are some models of the Inferi, which come out of the water, out of the lake in the cave in Half-Blood Prince number 6, when Dumbledore and Harry go looking for the Horcrux, for the necklace. And obviously you can see a little model of the Grindylow as well, which was from Goblet of Fire, where they come up at the bottom of the lake and they grab Harry as he's trying to rescue Ron and the others in the Triwizard Tournament. And it's a very, very creepy model of Bathilda Bagshot, who was in Godric's Hollow, that was featured in Deathly Hallows. And here we're going into like an art department kind of area and props and things, where you can see like the merperson there suspended from the ceiling, and you know, the mandrakes and all the herbology stuff, and you get to see like the trolls' heads and the ogre heads and things. Fenrir Grey back there. And these are the life-size models that they would have used, obviously, for when Hagrid's carrying Harry. That was a model. Sorry to burst your bubble, anybody that thought that Hagrid was actually really carrying Harry when he's pretending to be dead in Deathly Hallows Part 2. But no, that was a model. And obviously there's the model of Dumbledore. That's the model that they would have used for Dumbledore laying in the tomb when Voldemort takes the Elder Wand. And that's the model of Hermione, where her and Ron are under the water in the Black Lake during the Triwizard Tournament. And here are some more props and animatronics that they used. You can see the Monster Book of Monsters as featured in Prisoner of Azkaban, when Hagrid becomes Care of Magical Creatures teacher. Those crazy books. And then you've got Dobby as well, and the Dementor models as well. And that's the head of the Hungarian Horntail dragon that Harry battles in the Goblet of Fire. And here you've got an animatronic Hedwig as well, very, very cute. That's you'll kind of probably remember that from Chamber of Secrets with the flying car, and you see Hedwig moving in the cage, sort of swiveling her head round and stuff. It's very, very clever. And here is a very, very creepy animatronic of Voldemort. This would have obviously been caked in makeup and stuff to make him look all bloody and slimy and things. It's obviously from the Deathly Hallows Part 2, after Harry has supposedly died in the Forbidden Forest, and he meets Dumbledore, and before he meets up with Dumbledore, he sees Voldemort laid under the bench, or what's left of Voldemort. And that's another animatronic of a mandrake in a pot. And here is a model of the Thestrals as well, the adult Thestral and the baby one. And his Dobby, bless him, after he has been stabbed by Bellatrix's dagger. Poor Dobby, bless him. So this would have been the model that they would have used when he's laid in Harry's arms after he dies and Luna closes his eyes. And here is a couple of screens that were interactive, where you can stand in front of them and make Dobby dance. This is obviously one of the things that they would have used to map Dobby's body and stuff, when the guy who voices her Dobby obviously is acting out the parts and stuff. So they would have obviously mapped this on the screen and stuff. I'm not a behind the scenes movie expert by any means, but I just know, I remember from obviously the tour, and I kind of like know a few bits and pieces of different things that they do, sort of special effects and stuff. It's really, really amazing, because we just all get to see the final result, and you don't always think about all of this behind the scenes stuff. It's absolutely incredible, really, what goes into the making of these films, especially films with so many special effects, and you know, from a magical world like Harry Potter. Really is amazing. I think when you go somewhere like this, you'll never look at the films in the same way when you watch them, and even reading the books as well, you'll never actually hear them the same way, because you'll kind of immediately think to this tour, if you've been here, and then you go back to watching the films or reading the books, and you'll think, oh my gosh, they actually brought that to life, so that it worked on the big screen. And it's really, really amazing. It really is. You can see Buckbeak animatronic, another one where he's laid down in amongst the pumpkins just before he supposedly gets executed in Prisoner of Azkaban. You got the goblin heads as well, obviously showing the makeup and the prosthetics that they would have used. And this is an example of one of the makeup stations where the actors would have been sat to have their makeup and prosthetics and things done, especially with Warwick Davis, who played a few of the roles of the goblins and stuff, and obviously Professor Flitwick, and you know, he had different prosthetics and things, as did all of the other cast members and the extras that played the goblins and other characters like that. Really, really cool. And as you can see, Warwick Davis did play a couple of different characters. So he played two of the goblins and then obviously two versions of Professor Flitwick. So this section is Gringotts. This is another new section which wasn't here when me and Neil were here last. So this was absolutely amazing to see. It literally was like walking into a real building, like all on its own. Never mind the fact that it was actually a set. This was all built. And this is how Gringotts would have looked. So I can imagine what it would have been like to walk onto this set for the first time, even as an actor, and just be looking around thinking, oh my God, I've literally walked into a real bank. And it really did look realistic, like the pillars, the flooring, the chandeliers were absolutely humongous. Just every little detail. I mean, I couldn't zoom in on every single detail, but there was so much around, like, you know, the intricate design on the paneling on the walls, and it was just incredible. And here obviously they had some mannequins with the outfits that were worn in Deathly Hallows, where they go in disguise as Bellatrix and another Death Eater kind of guy in that outfit, and Harry and Griphook go under the invisibility cloak when they're trying to break into Gringotts, into Bellatrix Lestrange's vault to get the one of the Horcruxes. And the invisibility cloak alone, I mean, it doesn't do it justice really on the camera, but it was absolutely incredible. The detail is amazing on just that cloak alone. But all the costumes had unbelievable detail, like you wouldn't believe it. You have to really go there to actually see all the costumes up close to see how amazing a job they did within the costume department. And it really is, I can't say enough good things about this place. It really is incredible. It is literally like stepping onto the set of a movie, and you actually feel like you're part of making the movie itself, even though the movies are already out and they've been around for a while, and you're not actually one of the actors or anything. But it is truly incredible. The work that went into the movies was insane. It gives you such a deep appreciation for the movies when you see the screenplay brought to life from the book and the details that are described in the book. And here you've got one of the Gringotts carts that they would have rode down to the vaults to get their treasures, and obviously to break into the Lestrange's vault. And this is one of the vault doors. This is what it kind of would have looked like from the outside, or as you kind of open the door, like all the intricate details on the inside of the door. And obviously they would have built all of this from scratch, guys. That's what's amazing about it. That's what I mean when I talk about the detail. It truly is incredible. And here is another Horcrux. That would be Hufflepuff's cup. And here is the set of inside the Lestrange's vault, where they've got all the treasure and all the cups and things. Obviously in the Deathly Hallows movie they add the Gemino curse, so everything they touch multiplies and stuff, so you've got hundreds of thousands, millions of cups and things that just go tumbling around and stuff as they're knocking into everything, knocking things down, and they're going in there trying to find the Horcrux. And Mimi and Zach had their pictures taken posing getting the cup on the end of Gryffindor's sword. And this was another cool feature as well. this is quite smoky in here, and there were sound effects and things, and it was a set obviously that would have been destroyed by the dragon as it breaks out of the vault when they all escape from the vault. This was really amazing.
There it is.
So once we'd broken out of Gringotts, not that we stole anything, but once we got out of Gringotts, we walked onto Diagon Alley, which was amazing. And you can see over in the corner there is one of the Death Eaters standing there, keeping an eye on everybody, scaring the heck out of the kids, probably, no doubt. Not ours, they weren't too bad with it. They kind of walked past, they sort of kept looking back to see whether the Death Eater was following us, but no, the Death Eater was just stood there, which is really cool. It is a real person, it wasn't actually a mannequin, it was a real person, like sort of looking around at everyone. So here on Diagon Alley you can see many of the shops that were featured in the movies. You've got Ollivander's, got the ice cream parlour, you've got Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, their joke shop. You've got Madame Malkin's robe shop. There's a shop where people can get magical creatures and owls and things, and there's Quidditch quality supplies. There's Flourish and Blots where you can get your parchment and your notebooks and quills and other books and stuff like that. You can see a poster there of Gilderoy Lockhart in the window selling his Magical Me autobiography. And I'm sure this would be Hermione's favourite shop. And again, the detail in these shop windows, even though you couldn't go into the actual shops, they're literally just shop fronts. It was absolutely incredible, really amazing. They literally hadn't missed anything. From the outside, you would have actually said that you were sort of walking past real shops. It was amazing. It's like you felt that you could actually go in one, even though you couldn't. But that's how realistic they all were, all these shop fronts. And once we'd gone through Diagon Alley, you come into this huge great room which has beautiful lighting, and it is literally one giant hall. You've got walkways and steps, like a balcony that walks all around it, and then you can walk around the bottom of the castle as well. And this is actually a huge scale model. This is the model that they would have used to kind of do aerial shots and things around the castle, like pan round the outside of the castle, where you see like the owls flying around, and obviously you see it in the background with Harry on his broomstick, and the buckbeak and the thestrals, and just any outside shot where it goes round the outside of the castle, and you'd actually think you were looking at a real castle, but this is the model that they would have panned round with the cameras to get the aerial shots. There's the owlery up there, its own little tower. That's very, very cute. I really wanted to go. It kind of made me want to go up there and see all the owls. Obviously, it's a model and there are no owls in there, but it makes you think that you can actually just walk up the paths and, you know, walk up the slopes to the castle doors and go in. It's really incredible. And I can't remember how long it actually took to make this. It was crazy. And I think it took 40 days, I think it was, just to put it together. Once they'd actually made all of the pieces, they had to then build it. And I think it was like a month, more than a month, to actually put it all together once they'd made the separate parts and things. So it's crazy to think of the work that would have gone into this. And you saw the wonky bridge as well, so obviously that's the wide shots where you get to see the whole bridge and it looks like it's a real bridge on screen, but obviously the close-up parts that they film is against a green screen with the countryside and the scenery in the back, and obviously just one section of the bridge which you saw outside the Backlot Cafe earlier in the video. But for the wide shots and the aerial shots, that's what you would see. And this is the last room you walk into before you get to the gift shop at the other end, and there are rows upon rows of wand boxes with handwritten labels. They've been specially designed. On the labels are written every single cast and crew member's names, so they each had a wand box, and obviously it's, you know, all in different colours and things like that, and it gives the impression of it being obviously in the inside of Ollivander's wand shop. So yeah, every single cast member, every single crew member have a wand box with their own little labels on, which was really, really cool. You could see how many wand boxes there were. There were so many people that worked on these movies. It was ridiculous, like literally hundreds. So now we are in the gift shop, and I'm just going to give you an overview of the different kinds of things that you can get in the gift shop. Obviously there was so much more, I couldn't film everything and there were a lot of people milling around as well, so apologies if there are people sort of standing in the way of certain things, and some of the shots are not necessarily as long as what I would have wanted to focus on various things there. But obviously I was aware that there were people wanting to kind of get past, and I didn't want to get in everybody's way. There were people wanting to reach and get things, and there was a lot of kids there as well milling around. And as well as filming as much stuff as I could in the gift shop, we were also trying to rein the kids in, because they wanted everything that they could see. They changed their mind a dozen times each, I think, before they decided on what they wanted in the end. And I was also on the lookout for sort of maybe a few bits and pieces for us to get as well. So I tried to film as much as I could, and hopefully this will give you a good idea of the sort of things that you can get in the gift shop. They've got, I think, something for everybody. They've got clothes, books, little ornaments, key rings, cups, cushions, cuddly toys, just bits and pieces like that. They've got interactive toys and other stuff as well. So yeah, you can take a look and see for yourself, and hopefully it'll give you some idea of the lovely things that you can get. I could have gone absolutely nuts if literally I was a millionaire. I would have a field day. If I was a millionaire and I didn't have the kids with me, I could have an absolute field day. I could spend probably a good couple of hours in this shop alone, let alone the tour itself. If you are a die-hard Harry Potter fan, this is the shop for you, or a Fantastic Beasts fan for that matter, obviously, because it is part of the same franchise. But yeah, this is the place to come. They do have a shop online as well, so if you were ever to come here and you didn't get as much of a chance to see everything in the gift shop, you can actually go on and order stuff from their online store as well. So that's good to know for anybody that comes here but doesn't get an opportunity to fully explore this gift shop, or if you think you've missed some stuff and you didn't get a chance to look at it as thoroughly, you can go onto the online shop and get it from there. And I'll also be showing you very shortly what we ended up getting from the gift shop for ourselves. So the kids got a couple of things each, me and Neil both got a couple of things each, so that will be coming up as well in just a moment. home now, and it is we've been home for sort of a few hours, but it is just coming up to sort of 6 o'clock, about 10 to 6, and we're just sort of like, we've just been sort of chilling out a little bit, me and the kids. Neil's been doing a couple of bits and pieces outside that he wanted to do, and because our slot was sort of like 9:30 and it took us a few hours to go round, and then when we came back, as we were on the way back, we stopped off for a McDonald's. It was kind of a slightly later lunch, sort of 1:30, 2 o'clock ish. We did that, and then we just made our way back here. So I mean, to be honest, I actually expected us not to be back till about 5 or perhaps even 6 o'clock by the time we got back home. But we're actually back a bit earlier because it was actually, for the most part, it was a lot quieter because we'd booked an early slot. So I think if we ever go again, I think we'll sort of try and book an early slot again, because it was really nice to go around. It wasn't absolutely packed. It was quite easy for certainly the first half of the tour to obviously, you know, move around and stuff. There still were quite a few people. It still was quite a big group. But obviously everybody's milling around doing their own thing and going off in different directions at their own paces anyway. So it was a lot nicer rather than just being ram-packed in there with everybody all at the same time or in the middle of the day, when by the time we actually came out, it was a lot busier. Sort of a lot of more people were coming in as we were going out, and yeah, you could see a lot more people milling around. So yeah, it will soon be time, probably in the next hour or so, to start getting the kids ready for bed and get them settled down. They've just been sort of chilling out. They've had a little bit of time spent outside. I've just been loading clips onto my laptop from obviously the camera here, obviously getting ready to edit all of that. So that's what I will probably be doing for the best part of tomorrow, Monday, when the kids are at school, and hopefully sort of a couple of days, and I should have it all edited and everything, and then I'll be able to upload it ready for the Sunday when you'll be seeing this, or you know, at some point after Sunday when this video hopefully will be going up. Yeah, we're just going to chill out for the rest of the evening and sort of prepare ourselves for the week ahead, for school and everything tomorrow, and obviously Neil's got work. And yeah, that's about it really. We had a really great time, kids had loads of fun, and yeah, now it's time to just chill out and calm down. So did you guys enjoy Harry Potter today?
Yes.
Yes. What were your favourite parts?
My favourite part was...
Please, sir. An animagus is a wizard who allows...
We've got Harry Potter, number 3, Prisoner of Azkaban on the background.
My favourite part was when the dragon breathed fire and won straight to us.
Oh, Gringotts.
And yeah, and I kind of actually filled the fire a bit.
Did you? Oh, yeah, that was a bit sort of smoky in there, wasn't it? And yeah, you could hear the dragon roaring and
I thought
stuff.
there was no ice. I thought there was the ice. This ice cracking.
Oh, and what about you, Mimi? What was your favourite part? Everything. Were there some particular parts that really stood out, that were really your top favourites?
Mine. Everything was my top favourite.
Everything was your top favourites. Oh, that's good. So you enjoyed the whole lot. Excellent.
Hey, and me too.
My favourite part, I think, was... Well, I had lots of favourite parts. Gringotts and the Forbidden Forest were pretty good. Especially with the dragon and stuff. And with Aragog, the spider. That was good to see.
And there's one more, but it's my favourite part.
And seeing the Death Eaters. They were cool.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna choose.
Was it?
Yeah. I wonder why they were wearing all black.
Because that's what the Death Eaters wear. And the masks and stuff. Excellent. So you'd like to go again, maybe in a few years, perhaps. Maybe in a few years we can kind of like wait and perhaps forget a little bit about it. So it'll be good to go next time. And they might even have a couple of new things.
It's my 4th time today.
It would be your 4th time and Zaki's 2nd. Excellent. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, so you can tell all your friends about it tomorrow, can't you? Excellent. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, so you can tell all your friends about it tomorrow, can't you? So in the gift shop, Mimi got a lolly, a strawberry flavoured dark mark lolly, which she's already eaten. So unfortunately we can't show you that. But she also wanted this big pygmy puff cushion because it was lovely and soft and squishy. Can you hold it up, Mimi, so we can see the pygmy puff's face? Ah, it's very cute. Yay. That's it, stop there. Yeah, excellent. We can see it. Yeah, I remember Ginny had one of those on her shoulder, didn't she, on the train? I think that was might have been Half-Blood Prince. Half-Blood Prince, I think it was, number 6. Anyway, yeah, so she had one of those on her shoulder, and Luna thought it was very cute and said, apparently they're supposed to sing on Boxing Day. I don't know how true that is, but that's Luna for you. And Zachy got a pair of Harry Potter glasses. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere, little round glasses, obviously no lenses. And he also got a Hagrid toy. He saw Hagrid and wanted him. Hagrid did have some goggles on, but unfortunately they've come unstitched. I think they were loose in the first place. Do you want to turn around, Zachy, and show the camera? There's Hagrid.
And you could
his
also
big coat,
also put your fingers through these.
You can, yeah. You have to be very careful with it though. Yeah, Hagrid's got pockets in his coat, and he's got his boots on. Yeah, and his big bushy beard and hair. Yeah, so they're very, very pleased with their stuff.
I have another mind, I think. My mostly first of these. Okay, my second was the little door thingies.
The door thingies.
Actually, no, they're the little skeletons. Thingies.
The Infrarai in the display cabinet.
Yeah. And
the Grindylow model.
Yeah.
Hanging up in the one of the cabinets. Oh yes, I remember. Yeah. The Grindylow was that was the model, and that was from Goblet of Fire, where Harry goes underwater to rescue his friends in the Triwizard Tournament, and the Grindylow's the little sea creatures that try and grab him. You're right there, mate. It looks like you got a giant pink head. Yeah, and then the Infrarai were from they're like dead bodies, sort of like brought back to action, if you like, reanimated by dark wizards, and they were in the lake, actually, in Half-Blood Prince.
This is
film
so
number 6.
Soft.
It is very soft, yeah. It's very cuddly and very cute.
We're watching Harry Potter number 3.
Harry Potter number 3, yes we are, with the Dementors, and so number 3. Do you remember what it's called? Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah, so that's what we're watching now. Wow, Harry! Playing Quidditch and the Dementors have come. Cool. Yep, so we're going to go back to watching that now. And then settle down, ready for night time. And bedtime, yeah, because you've got school in the morning. Yeah, afraid so. Yeah, it's alright, you've got another hour or so before you have to go to bed. Zachy's got his Harry Potter glasses on. Do you want me to put your Harry Potter cloak back on? You had it on just a minute ago and it's come off. Okay, I'll put it back on for you. Just put Zach's cloak on, so now he looks like a blonde Harry Potter with his glasses. Yay. Are you off? Where are you going? You're looking more like a Death Eater skulking around the corner. You're going to Hogwarts. Careful you don't fall out the door. Bye. So you've seen what the kids ended up choosing from the gift shop, and now I'm going to show you what me and Neil ended up choosing for ourselves. And before I do, I just want to show you this random shot of this paper bag. These are the bags that they gave us in the gift shop when we purchased our items, and it's really, really cool. The fact that it's a paper bag as well, so it's recyclable, is brilliant, rather than giving us plastic bags, so that is a bonus in itself. The design on these bags is absolutely incredible. It's designed to look like the front cover of the Daily Prophet newspaper, and this is one of the headlines from the newspaper that it will be featured in Order of the Phoenix, where Harry and Mr. Weasley go into the Ministry of Magic for his court hearing, and there's a guy selling newspapers and stuff, and the headline is "Dumbledore, is he daft or is he dangerous?" So that was really, really cool. I just thought that's awesome that they designed the bags like that, and that would definitely be one to keep. So this is what Neil ended up getting. As you can see, one of the bottles is missing. He had one of those as soon as we got back. And it's a 4-pack of butterbeer and a box of fudge from Honeyduke. So it's not Fever Fudge, it's not a Weasley a joke, it's the actual Honeyduke's fudge. And one of the things I got for myself was this gorgeous hoodie, or should I say Neil got this for me for my birthday. Like I say, that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So there were a couple of early birthday presents he purchased for me. This was absolutely amazing. I saw this and I loved it, and Neil kept saying to me, do you want it? Do you want it? This is a really cool hoodie. You know, it's going to be so comfy, and I know you love your baggy hoodies and stuff. I did pick a large after I tried the medium one on, which would have fit me absolutely fine. That was really comfortable. It wasn't too tight or anything. But because I love my hoodies baggy, and because of the laundry care and stuff like that on it, and we do tumble dry a lot of our clothes, I just thought I'll allow for shrinkage and I'll get a large, and that way if it does go a little bit smaller after a couple of washes, then hopefully it should be just the right size or still a little bit baggy. And also I said to Neil that he could always wear it as well, so I don't feel as guilty about purchasing it, because it was £40, $39.95 I think. So the things in the gift shop are quite expensive, but it depends. If you go there and you just want to go all out crazy and you're a Harry Potter fan and you just want to bring home some really nice stuff that's Harry Potter related, then I say go for it. And Neil did say to me, well, it's your birthday, so you know, I'll get you a couple of things. So the hoodie was one of them, and then the other thing, which was another expensive thing, I wouldn't personally have got it for myself if I was buying it, but because Neil kind of said, oh, I've got to get you a couple of birthday presents because it's your birthday coming up, he insisted, bless him, that he get me this because he knew that I would like this. This is a Marauders map, and it's actually like a not so much interactive, but it's kind of like a working thing. I suppose it is a little bit interactive, where it's actually got this is the little instruction booklet, and you can tap on a couple of little parts of the map itself. The whole map is not interactive. A lot of it is actually excess and it's just there for show, but the main part, which I will show you in a moment, is interactive. It's obviously against an interactive board, and you've got these little logos here, as it shows you in the instruction book, where you tap on them and you see the little footprints that light up on the interactive part of the map. And you get to open up the map by tapping on the I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good logo at the top, and it has sound effects and things, so it obviously turns on the map. You've also got at the back, you've also got a button that you have to obviously slide across to the on position. But then you tap on a couple of the little logos on the map, and it shows up and the little footprints light up on the map, which I will show you in just a moment. But this was really, really cool, and this was one of the first things that I saw when we got into the gift shop, and we then realised that it was like an interactive thing, and I was like, oh my god, I would love this, but it's £50. And it was like, well, it's your birthday coming up, I'll get it for you. And I was like, I can't spend £50 on this. This is more of a novelty thing, although I knew that the kids would probably want a few goes on it, which they have. But yeah, Neil practically insisted. He was kind of like, well, get it. And then a bit later on in the gift shop, we spotted the hoodie, and Neil kind of talked me into getting that as well. So he was like, there you go, those are your birthday presents. You know, you love Harry Potter, you're a Harry Potter fan, so why not? You know, it's literally just once a year you have a birthday, and you know, let's go crazy for the day. So I blame Neil. So yeah, here you can see the logos at the bottom. I've opened up the map, and I'll show you in just a moment that you tap on the little logo at the top saying I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good, and it's got like a little magnet on the end of the wand that you saw there, and you tap on that, and it obviously starts up the map, and then you tap on the person's logo at the bottom. There you go, there's the little sound effects, and you'll see the little footprints light up and go walking around to different areas and then you tap on that logo and Harry goes into, or the character goes into a room that's Defence Against the Dark Arts classroom. And you know, you have Snape that walks around as well. And then when you're finished with it, you tap the Mischief Managed thing at the top and it closes the map down. The footprints and things disappear and you get another sound effect that closes it down. It's really, really cool. I absolutely love this. It's awesome. I mean, I did have a play with it when we got home, and the kids had a couple of goes as well. And yeah, it's just a really fun little toy. And I know it's £50. It is quite expensive, and it's not the sort of thing that I'm going to get out every single day and play with, like a kid perhaps would. But it was just lovely. And I mean, the detail on it, as you can see, it literally looks like the actual map that Harry had in the films. So that is it for this Harry Potter tour vlog. Hopefully this vlog gave you an idea of what to expect on the tour if you're thinking about going yourselves, and especially if you've got kids and you want to take them along just for a great day, just to kind of walk around, go at your own pace, just study everything and have a good old look and spend up in the gift shop. There is a lot to see in there, and it is quite expensive, I must warn you, but it depends what you go in there for. If you go in there to just literally have a good time and to just have a good old spend up on Harry Potter stuff, then it is the place to go. But yeah, I mean, we kind of came back with a few bits and pieces, but I mean, yeah, we didn't go too crazy in there, obviously, although we could have done, and the kids could have done, I certainly could have done as a Harry Potter fan. But yeah, we were pretty good. We were quite restrained. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with all of our other videos. I try and post a video every Sunday, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.
I could have